What's up, guys? Welcome to the Bitcoin update. We're going to be taking a look at the charts. Let me know when you can see me. Hopefully you can see me. Anyways, before I start the video, I'm going to play this little part from yesterday. If you watch yesterday's video, all of this was definitely a possibility. I had told you what to watch for and where to watch for. Now let's take a look at this bigger picture and stick around. We're going to re-look at this chart. And I've showed before the 3-day did show a sell signal. So I'll show you that here in a minute. But what is the That's what we were talking about. So let's get into what's going on. Has the big picture changed? Absolutely not. We had talked about another possible retest of this here. Now, if we get back above this and get support on the daily and get a bounce off of this, which so far we haven't, if we close below, remain bearish. If we do get a bounce off this, we could get one more leg up back into that $40,000 region. But as of right now, we talked about this trend line breaking, which it broke, and that was around that 34.4 that we had talked about. It does look like we came down to get support on it. We'll talk about that here in a second. Am I still looking to come down to these levels? Yes, I definitely am still looking for this fifth wave. Again, it could have been finished here. I don't believe it is. I do believe we have further down to go. As you guys know, if you watch the channel, I'm going to run through all this real quick, and then I'm going to get into the chat. We're going to talk about it, see what you guys are thinking. Anyways, this is the wick off method, as you guys know, since March 24th, when I first drew this blue line in, the first one to call the wick off. And we talked about the 63 to 64 top and then coming down. You can go look at that video. It is on March 24th. It's all there. All this was drawn out. Nothing has changed. We did have this target of 29 here, which we did hit, but I do believe we are in redistribution here, and redistribution looks kind of like this right here. If we zoom in a little bit, let's make that a little bit bigger. As you can see, I do believe we are right in this area here. We'll see what happens here, but it does look more like, guys, you have to watch volume. And people that are doing the wick off in the 4 hour, 8 hour, whatever, that is invalid. Wick off should only be on the 1 day and up. And on the daily, it does look like we are just making another one of these right here, just a smaller version, same type deal. We may come up, like I said, to around that 40,000 range, whatever, before continuing down. But this right here is this right here. Let me circle that so you guys can know what I'm talking about. This here is this part here of distribution. I still believe we are in distribution. As you can see, we had a lower high here, or I'm sorry, our low here, a higher high. We had our low, our higher high, and then we had a lower high, just not quite to there, just like here. And then we made a, once we broke, we got this here. So pay attention to what's going on, guys. Don't get overly excited. Don't get overly bearish. Don't get overly anything. As of right now, we are in limbo. I'm going to show you why I think there is more downside. We're going to go over that. If you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out PrimeXBT, my favorite exchange. They do not trade against you like the other exchanges. The other exchanges you have to lose for them to make money. Prime makes money whether you win or lose, so they would rather you win and stick around and not run out of money. So you can use my promo code SAVVY50. That'll get you 50% on top of whatever you deposit into your trading account as a bonus. So if you put in 1 Bitcoin, you get a half a Bitcoin bonus to use towards your margin. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off your fees. And you guys can go right into my YouTube page right here. I have a PrimeXBT tutorial that teaches you about the margin, how to use their margin. There's also a BYBIT tutorial here. BYBIT has a $1,600 bonus by using my link. Definitely check them out. Like I said, my favorite is PrimeXBT. There is also some tutorials here. It says free short tutorials. That doesn't mean short the market tutorials. That means just shorter tutorials. So definitely check them out. The EMA strategies in there. We're going to talk a little bit about that today and what that might mean. Also, one more thing before we go any further. Make sure you guys, if you're watching the video, and you appreciate the videos, make sure you smash that thumbs up down there under the video. If you're on the mobile app, exit the live chat and it'll pop up, then hit the like and you can get right back in the chat. If you are on YouTube TV, down in the bottom left corner, it says more actions. Hit that, and then it'll give you the option to thumb up the video. So let's take a look at the 4 hour here. So let me move this out of the way. On the 4 hour, this was that trend line we were talking about possibly breaking yesterday. Could this be a channel here? And if so, where would the target be? And if we draw a trend line in here, or I'm sorry, a measured move, that would get us up. This is the absolute highest I see us going in this, what I still believe to be a bull trap. Do I think we're going to get this high? Probably not. And I'll show you why, but we still have to look at that as an option. Around the 42.7, somewhere in that range. I don't believe we'll get up to that range, but one more thing. Let's take a look at this. Let's zoom in here and look at right here. If we zoom into, this is the 4 hour chart, guys. We did make a lower high right here, then over here. And in the RSI, that is hidden bearish divergence, we made a higher high. Now, that doesn't mean we don't come back up for one more push up. And actually, that would be the measured move, but where I would actually be looking would be right here around that 37,000 range. And again, that chart I showed you from me talking about it yesterday in the beginning of the video, we're going to go over and look at that chart and where it's at now. But this would be another area I would watch for resistance around that 37,000, which is a 200 EMA. Now, if you guys are familiar with the EMA strategy, if all of these, the 8 is crossed the 21 here, if the 13 and the 55, the yellow is the 55, the 8 has crossed 55. If the 13 and the 21 cross, which probably would take days, but if that happens, then we could get this big spike rally up. But guys, go back and look at that EMA strategy video. That will help you out. Now, there's another way we could look at this. Let's get this out of the way, and we will move this over here. Bring this in. Could this be a falling wedge that would lead to our targets? That is a definite possibility, guys. Let's move this up here a little bit. Right about there. And where would that put us for the next downside? I got to get this more lined up here. There we go. Something like this. So where would that put us for the next stop to the downside if we don't get back above this? That would get us back down to that 27,000 range like we've been talking about. That would be probably the first week of July if that happens. Let's take a look at the Fibonacci retracement from this swing high here, this last swing high at 41,000, all the way down to 28.7. Where is the golden pocket zone? Lining up perfectly with that 200 EMA. We are going to put a target there. This would be where I would be looking for upside. And the other possibility would be the 0.786 retracement right here. That is for the upside. Otherwise, if we can't get back above this 0.5 fib, which is at 35,000, if we can't open and close some 4 hour candles above that, guys, we're pretty bearish. We also have this resistance here on this high volume node at 35.9, so it all lines up. And like I said, if we did get one more push up here, even if we went up to the 36 or 38, what we would most likely see in the RSI is something like this, and make it a higher high in the RSI, and it would still be a lower high here, which would be hidden bearish divergence, guys, which lines up with accumulation, or I'm sorry, distribution, which also on the daily, like I said, volume is key, guys. And this daily, if you take a look and do some research on Wickoff, 80% of Wickoff is how the volume works. And this is not, I repeat, this is not showing accumulation. This is showing less. Accumulation would be demand. This is not showing demand here. This is showing supply. So you might want to learn to look into that. Also, we talked about this 55 and 200 cross here on the daily, and I'd said usually if we get a big pump, it's going to be around that cross. Bitcoin tried, but if we look at where we're at on the daily, we got rejected right on the 21 EMA at that 35.3, right in that range. This here is our 0.5 fib on the bigger picture at 34,350. We are dropping back below that. We have not been able to open and close the daily above that in quite some time. And as you guys know, the Fibonacci retracement levels from here is between 25 and 27. Next support after that is around 16.9. These targets here are the wave 5 targets still, in my opinion. I believe 26.5 to 27, which lines up with all that. Then we have the golden pocket around 23.40. I expect a great opportunity to long or short here, guys. I know people are saying, he's saying it's going under 10 grand. Yes, I am. But first, I think we're going to have a big rally. We're going to have our B wave, and this will be a great opportunity to short and make money. If you think that you could just buy, you're going to just buy Bitcoin, hold forever to make some gains, you can make a lot of money trading if you take the time out, put in the work, and learn how to trade. Let's take a look at the weekly close right here. So our prior weekly lows over here were at 34,750, right in that range. We did make a lower low for the weekly, guys, on the weekly close. That is not bullish. Weekly has plenty of room to the downside in the RSI here. Pay attention to that stuff, guys. Also, as you guys know, the dollar index overlaid on the Bitcoin chart. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. During the week, usually Monday through Thursday, I do 2 live streams. The one in the morning here, and then another one at between noon and 2 o'clock. So let's take a look at my wife's webpage real quick. That link is also down below. Definitely check it out. InkYourImage.com. Lots of cool stuff on here, guys. And it's quality, not garbage. Definitely check it out. Also down there, while you're scrolling through the affiliate links, there is a Pure VPN affiliate link. You get a major discount. I think it's like $2 something a month if you do the 2-year program. And I do get a small commission from that, but that is a great offer for a VPN. Everybody using the internet, even if you're not trading, should be using a VPN. It's just another layer of security. So here's that chart where I showed in the beginning of the video. This is the chart I showed you in the beginning of the video, and this is where we talked about yesterday, that 36.5, 36.4 range. Unless we get above this and open and close a day daily, this is on the 3-day, guys, mind you. Unless we get above this and get support on it, I am not bullish. We are still below this, and if we look back, that's been a huge support and resistance line to break. That is the 0.382 fib on the Fibonacci channel here. And I know a lot of people are saying we have to have a blow off top. There's always a blow off top. Cycles change, guys. We've talked about a possible change from a 4-year cycle to a 10-year cycle. That's just a theory. There's nothing to say that's what's happening. But guys, even everybody's saying 2013 is the same as this. Even 2013 had a blow off top. Guys, this is a big deal. This is distribution. This is big players topping a market. This here was just FOMO and dump, FOMO and dump, FOMO and dump. Things have changed, guys, and we have broken this upward arc. So just another thing to keep an eye on. This was me talking about the 10-year. Could this be the wick-off method here and really bad news over the next years? Possibly. But I do think we will see, if we see that rally of the B wave up to 50 to 55K, I do think by the beginning of next year, sometime in the beginning of next year, we will see a $9,500 Bitcoin. There are many things that show me that, and let's go over that real quick so you guys understand why I think that and what I'm looking at. So let's go to, let me get this off here. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Let's go to this chart here. Where is it? Right here. So if we look down here, you'll see this high volume node at 95.41, which was major resistance back here. That is a good possibility. We do revisit that in the next year. So what's that going to look like? Again, guys, no guarantees. This is what I'm seeing. Bounce somewhere in this area, come back up into here, and back down. And looking into 2022 as a possibility there. If it happens, if it plays out. The reason being, this looks like a 5-wave structure, which would be a A and then a B and a C. We talked about this yesterday, and I'll talk about it again. This here is what set it off for me. If you guys were watching my videos back then, this is a 5th wave ending diagonal, and it would be the 5th wave here. And then we would get 1, 2, 3, 4. This being one huge 1 wave. And then, you know, we may see those $200,000, $500,000 in the next 5 years or so for Bitcoin. This is my opinion. Make your own. Let's see. So I showed all that. Let's look at the daily. See how the daily, we can see the weekly here. How's the daily looking? Daily's pretty much just testing our resistance line. Not a big deal yet. We are in between the 21 EMA on the daily, which is at 35.4, and the 8 EMA is around 34. So breaking one of those will most likely give us our next direction. Bitcoin overlaid on the DXY chart. The Bitcoin, obviously, you know which one that is. Look at these trend lines. Every time the dollar bottoms, Bitcoin tops. The dollar tops on this trend line, Bitcoin bottoms. Bitcoin tops, dollar bottoms, dollar tops, Bitcoin bottoms. We're going to take a look at the traditional markets also. Let's see. So anyways, yeah, this is a big deal right here, what I'm watching. Let's go into Litecoin. Litecoin, my targets are still around this $83 to $84 range. If that breaks 50, again, if it does the same thing as Bitcoin. But if we take a look here, we are making higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. That is hidden bearish divergence. We are in a downtrend. Hidden divergence is a continuation of the downtrend. If we do get a spike up, how high could Litecoin go? Back up to this 166 would still be possible. And that would be a higher high in the RSI, lower high in the price action. So not saying this is going to all happen in a day, guys. This is going to take time. Like I said, in the big picture, nothing's changed. Ethereum, how high could Ethereum go? 22 or 23,000 would be the 200 EMA on the 4-hour, which would be a higher high in the RSI, lower high in the price action. Same thing, hidden bearish divergence. BLX chart, this is another thing pointing at 95. As you can see, this trend line was drawn off all the lows. Gets us down here, shows us that we have topped out here. If we are able to get one more push up, we could see $75,000. Not saying that's not out of the question, but it's looking less and less likely. How are the pre-markets doing? Let's reset this and see. Dow is down like $4. How long we got? We got 15 minutes till open. So pretty flat. Let's take a look at the Dow here. So in the big picture, this is the Dow Jones showing major bearish divergence. This is from 2018, January of 2018. And over to here was May 2021, higher highs. If we look at the RSI, we got lower highs, that is bearish divergence. Same thing from this peak here, January of 20, right here. And then the higher peak, May of 21, which is a lower peak here, bearish divergence. Let's take a look at the DXY. DXY looks to be trying to break the 200 EMA. We've had a target of a breakout of here for the DXY. Looking at it somewhere in this range, 93.50 area. Still looking for that. I still believe that's coming. We did have a buy signal on the DXY here. And after the buy signal, we got a little pullback, but I do believe we continue up. Gold is looking hideous. We've had our target for gold somewhere in this area. And I'll be getting into the chat in a second, guys. There's my target for gold, about 1677. And silver, let's see, my target for silver is right about $21, $22 range. And XRP still looking for another drop to somewhere in the 20-cent range, very possible. We could get support here about the 42. There's definitely some support around the 42 area. So let's take a look at that. Put that in there. 42, 43. So support there. If that breaks, we're going down to this trend line here. That's a long-term trend line, guys. And I think that's about it. I think we'll get into the chat and see what you guys are thinking. Mike, I'm a trader, not a hodler. There's a different set of goals. Yes, there is. A lot of people don't understand that. And there is 1,100 people in here and only 400 likes. Guys, help the channel out. Smash the likes. They're right down here. It only takes 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Doesn't cost you anything. Also, if you're watching the video after the live, and even after the live, throw a comment below. Not in the live chat, but a comment below the video. That helps push the video out a little bit further also, and I do appreciate when you guys do that. Usually in the lives, people don't, but I would appreciate it if you're watching this after the live to definitely go down there, make a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm real curious to what everybody's thinking. And a bull trap, everybody, you know, let's take this off of here and look at the big picture, guys. Really? What is bullish here? Nothing. There is nothing bullish here. Not yet. Not saying it can't change, but there's nothing bullish. I would have to see at least a break of this 41.5 to get really bullish, which I don't believe would happen until we go down and finish this 5 wave. I do believe we are still in the 5th wave here, guys. 5th wave down, being the A wave in the big picture. Looks like we get the relief rally sooner than expected. Moon boys can be bullish, but we can't be bearish. Yeah, I don't understand that. Look at the big picture. That's all I got to say. And everybody says I'm so bearish. Guys, I'm showing opportunity. This here will be a great opportunity to buy if you want to buy. If I bought, I would most likely be selling up in this range again. This bull rally can continue if we cross this green line at any time and get support on it. Then I do believe we could see new all-time highs this year. But until then, I just don't see it. Do the patterns play in sequence, distribution, redistribution, accumulation, or can they play out separately? They can play out separately. It all depends, you know, on market structure and what's going on. That's why I'm using Elliott Wave also, because that points me to the bigger picture. And like I said, the accumulation could look exactly like this. And then, or I'm sorry, distribution. Then we have another distribution here, just like this. See here? And then a big, ugly move. And that is still possible. So be careful. You know, that B wave may not come. It's just what I'm looking at. It's what I believe is happening here because there's a 5-wave structure built. And A's are usually 5 waves, and then we would have a 3-wave B, and then we would have a 5 waves down for C, if this is the case. Yeah, I mean, I'm not making fun of moon boys. Everybody has their opinion in the markets, guys, but when they're screaming and telling people to buy at every little pump, and you zoom out and you look, and really, this is nothing. I mean, it's a blip. There's nothing there. And again, let's look at the 3-day. Like I said, we had a 3-day sell signal in the EMA strategy right here. 3-day sell signal. And we usually get a little pump up. But if we look at the 3-day, our 8 EMA is about 35.5. And our 13 EMA is around 37.3. 200 EMA on the 3 days around 26.6. Do we come back down and pop and test that? It's a good possibility. If we look at the RSI here, looks like the RSI is ready to turn over and come down for one more low. I still believe we're going to see that one more low into the mid-20s, mid to mid-high 20s before we get any real push up. They use sorcery to get noobs to buy and then keep them under the spell until they get wrecked. Yeah, I mean, the Moon Boys we're still telling people to buy up here. And if you bought up there listening to them, that's not their fault, it's yours, unless they told you there was absolutely going up here. A lot of people blame them for their losses, but in all reality, you're the one that makes your decision. I talk about that all the time, guys. You have to do your own due diligence and have to make your own decisions. Sounds like I'm in a casino too early. Can you please explain why you don't like S2F model? Yeah, because it only takes into effect that there's always this demand for Bitcoin. It doesn't take into effect supply. Where does supply come from when whales dump? I believe this will be the last year people will be paying attention to stock flow. A lot of arguing in the chat. That's a lot of emotion in there. I hope you people that are oh, I'm sorry, the new subscriber stuff. Yeah, let me turn that desktop audio off. There you go. That should take care of it. Sorry about that. Is it off now? Cool, it's off. All right. Sorry, guys. I forgot to turn that off. I just had it on to show you that beginning video so you could hear my desktop, but I apologize for that. Why don't you go ahead and complete your wick off pattern? What do you mean, complete my wick off pattern? Oh, you talking to Bitcoin? So anyways, guys, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm looking at for today. Nothing has changed in the big picture still. Nothing at all, in my opinion. We'll see what happens. What about now, Bitcoin for next 2 hours? Let's go into the smaller time frames and take a look. Let's go into, let me get into a chart here where I can zoom in. All right, let's take this 3-day chart. We will go down to, let's go down to the 1 hour. All right, so this is the 1 hour chart. Seem to be getting a bounce here. We could go up for that one more high. Like I said, it actually looks like we may get that. Let's put in a trend line here. Not sure I like that trend line. Let's put one in here, test this out. As you guys know, I like to use the wicks, not the bodies of the candles. It's more precise in my opinion. Let's throw another one on here. Should we put this down here and make it a channel? Does that make more sense? Possibly. Somewhere in this range. So if we do get support here, where will we be going? What's the area to watch? This is in the 1 hour chart, guys. Possibly up into that range, that 36,000 that we've been talking about. And again, that would show, let's see what we got here. We've still got bearish divergence here. Hidden bearish. We have lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. So this would be the highest I see us going right here. And that would make another higher high in the RSI. See, I don't really care for that unless we look over here. But in the 4 hour, in the 4 hours is what really counts, guys. Like I said, if you're trading in the smaller time frames, chances are you're going to get wrecked. But the 15-minute has room for more downside here. It had a little bullish divergence here. Higher lows in the price action, lower lows. That's hidden bullish divergence. Looks like it may have played out though. But again, if it does continue up there, I'm looking at about the 36,000 range, highest in my opinion. Maybe a little above 36. As you guys know, if we zoom in here, this is what I'm watching here. This trend line, fib line actually lies around 36.4 right now. Again, guys, we had a lower weekly close. Things are not looking too good for Bitcoin in the bigger picture. Let's go back into the hourly again. So, yeah. Could this be... So what happens if this breaks down? Let's take a measured move of that. That would get us somewhere down into the 30,800 range. Keep an eye on this channel here is what I would do in the shorter time frame until you get confirmation of one way or the other. We did have, you can see a buy signal down here. if you were using the hourly, when the all EMAs crossed and we opened and closed a candle above all, that's what you got to wait for. Would have been right here around 33. We did dive back all the way down to 32.4 before pumping up. But guys, that EMA strategy works awesome. Even when it gives you a bad call, it'll get you out pretty quick at a very small loss if you follow the rules. 9K, make your own decision what to invest in. Do you primarily use PrimeXBT app or website? Website. I don't use my phone for trading, guys, and I don't suggest anyone else does either. That's pretty risky, unless you're looking at a big screen and a chart and not just FOMO buying or FOMO selling. So we might go to BTC 36 in the next 2 hours. I wouldn't say next 2 hours. And like I said, in reality, on the 4 hour, that 200 EMA is all the way up at 37, which is still a possibility. If we do get that, it's just going to make some serious hidden bearish divergence. We talked about that over here on this, on this chart here. Again, this could be something like this. Whoops, that is not what I meant to use. Again, this here could be something like this. A, B, C, D, and then pop up from there, back up to test that 41 area. After we get that 27-ish at least. So that's another area to watch, guys. There's... double bottom target 41K for a W. I mean, it's possible. There is a possibility of that. I'm not saying that is not possible for sure. And that would, like I said, give it a lower high here with a higher high in the RSI if it popped up that much, which would be hidden bearish divergence in a big way. And hidden bearish divergence, remember, hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend, and the trend is down. And I will do in the update, remind me later, I will go over some altcoins for you guys. Make sure if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Scroll down, smash that like button, leave your comments if you're watching the video afterwards. Big picture hasn't changed. Still in the big picture, guys. Do you have any course or beginners advanced? No, I'm going to be making some new tutorials and it'll be free. I don't charge for that stuff. I think anyone that does obviously isn't a good trader and they have to make money off selling things. So using the EMAs, there's a RSI tutorial and some other ones in here. There's like 4 or 5 of them, really short ones. So I'm going to be making some more in-depth ones. These are a couple years old, before I knew how to, mess with videos and actually do anything different with them. So, but check it out. They're still valid. They're still good videos if you pay attention. Hey, everyone, got the likes up. Right on. 735 likes, 1,300 people. Little over half of you have enough respect to hit that like button. I appreciate that. Why does Bearman not like Cardano? It's yummy. It won't be yummy by the beginning of 2022. 20 and 55 EMAs are boss. I use 21 and 55. Can you look at Ethereum? Yeah, we looked at the beginning of the video. You can go back. My targets have not changed with Ethereum. The highest I think Ethereum will most likely go here is right back up to this 200 EMA, about 23.30 maybe, if it does continue the bounce here. And that will make nothing but a higher high in the RSI, lower high in the price action. Again, hidden bearish divergence. Can your EMA candle close strategy be used on pairs like Euro and USD? Yes, it works in all. All you have to do is put it on and back test, guys. Back test and see how it works. I like to use it in the 4 hour and up. It can be used in the 1 hour. Sometimes you get quick signals though that you'll have small losses but not huge losses if you follow the rules. And guys, if you think you're gonna win every trade, trading's not for you, because nobody ever will, nobody ever has won every trade. You just got to manage your risk and make your losses small. And once you learn to manage your risk correctly, you could do 100 trades, lose 70 of them, and still be profitable as hell. Are you in a trade now? I am not currently in a trade. I am not. I will, I'll let you guys know in the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, definitely join the Discord. It's totally free. Awesome community. Always people in there. Always people in there willing to help you out. A lot of people are learning, doing well. There's bulls and bears in there. So definitely check it out. You'll get different ideas on the market. Everybody shares their opinions and thoughts. So it's a great place to hang out. And I will, if I do get in a trade, I will let them guys know. So make sure you get in there. Bernie said, join the Discord for the first time yesterday. Those people can really help. Yeah, man, a lot of good people in there. We try to keep the rude a-holes out. We try to keep it, it's beginner friendly. Come in, you can ask questions. Somebody will help you out. I'm not saying that they will spend an hour with you explaining everything, one person or whatever, but there's a lot of helpful stuff in there, guys. And it's totally free. Great community. Check it out. Michael Johnson, I have infinite respect for you, brother. Always smash the likes at least 3 times. Well, thank you, sir. Wyckoff will break to the upside mid-July. Whales are planning to move now. The whales are planning to move. You watching too much of some of them channels, guys. For what? There's something I wanted to point out real quick. I'm hearing from my sources. Let me refresh your memory on something. Nobody, absolutely nobody, has any clue what the market's going to do. No sources know what the money's going to do. Those sources, those people's sources, were telling people to buy at $60,000. Be careful what you listen to, guys. Be careful. Anyways, let's see. Dow opened. Dow opened down a little bit. Let's see what happens there. Let's look at the dollar. Dollar's looking strong, guys. Looking to get over that 200 EMA. Let's see how this works out. Let's look at it in the 4 hour real quick. 4 hours, still looking good above all the EMAs over here, guys. Still looking good. So anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. I will be doing another live between noon and 2 o'clock. Thanks to all you guys that smashed the likes. And those of you that are watching after the live, make sure you leave a comment below. Thanks a lot. Thanks again. Love you guys. And I will see you in a few hours. Take it easy. Have a great one.